Yeah, we're out here for Roast Battle Cleveland, the funny stop in Cuyahoga Falls, getting ready to battle Pope. This is the most ready I've been for any battle whatsoever. So it's a title match. I'm looking to take that belt off of him and eat some chili dogs off of it tomorrow morning. He's been running it around town, so I'm going to take it to all my favorite spots, some eateries, and we're going to get the belt tonight. If I don't get the belt tonight, he did his job, because I don't think I've memorized this many jokes in my entire life. So I'm ready to rock. Give me the belt. I'm hungry.
Look, I know you see. It's your guy Pope, the best champion in the league, and the best city that this league has ever had, Cleveland, Ohio. See, we're the diamond in the rough of this whole roast battle organization. And y'all gotta stop sleeping on this. Now, this Dave guy I'm battling, he a good guy, good soul. If you can uncover all the shit. But he's a good soul, but he's not ready for this championship, mainly because this doesn't come with extenders. However, it's gonna be a great battle, it's gonna be a great night, and I can't wait for it.
All right, that music means the roast battles are about to start. Before I bring up your judges, I'm going to explain the ground rules. Everybody understands what's going on. You're going to understand the show. All right. Both comics are going to come up. They're going to go back and forth for 5 jokes. After the 5 jokes are done, we're going to go to the panel of judges. Each judge is going to get to weigh in, and they'll decide who won the battle. If the battle's over and it's 2-2 on the judges' stand, we're going to go to sudden death, and they will have one last joke to see who is the victor. Got it? Yeah. There's one thing I need from you guys. When the battles start, I need everybody to go, battle, 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 battle. All right. Battle. And then if it goes to sudden death, you're going to do the same thing, but sudden death, sudden death, sudden death. All right, huh? I think maybe we'll figure it out. I don't know. How dumb is Cuyahoga Falls on a Saturday night? You tell me. Teleprompter? Yeah, I'll write a piece of paper and staple it to your forehead, okay? It says sudden death. Can you read this? All right, we're going to get started now. First up, your judges. Come on up if you're judging. We're going to do it differently. Come up on stage, and I will introduce you after you're up here. So everybody, make some noise for the judges. All right, first up, you just saw her. She's hilarious. She's originally from Canada. Just for Laughs, Boston Comedy Festival. Make some noise, Angelica Scannura. Next to her, he's a local favorite, the host of The Buck Show. Make some noise for Flem. And next to him, you saw him earlier, his mom's a stripper. Make some noise for Brandon Petri. And last but not least, he's schizophrenic, but he's funny as hell. Make some noise for Martin Malloy. Marty, real quick, what do you got for sale after the show?
I've got the wristbands that say Marty says ban against bullying, and I took this from a ginger kid. And I got shot glasses that say sobriety, you miss every shot that you don't take. And I got a boomerang with the boomerang joke on it. And I got one shirt that says FOCP, friend of a crazy person. It has a picture of me like I was on Last Comic Standing in a straitjacket. And it's like an FOP card you show to a cop to get out of a ticket, but this show to a crazy person, they'll leave you alone. I only have one, and it's a large.
All right. If you want the shirt, get on it. There's one large. I'm going to do him a favor right now. You guys remember the show Last Comic Standing?
Yeah.
Do you guys know Norm from Cheers? Yeah. George Wendt, he just died. Marty was on Last Comic Standing, and George Wendt rejected him, and he said, we're not interested.
They edited him in. The real judges laughed at the joke.
You want to tell him what the joke was? Use the microphone.
Yeah, I'll tell the joke. I told some mental illness jokes, and then I told the joke. I said, I was wearing a straitjacket, so that makes this make more sense. And I said, my illness roused me the ability to feel emotion or compassion like normal people. That's why I'm a Republican.
And then
Thank you.
And then Norm from Cheers said, we're not interested. And now he's dead, so fuck him. Anybody else? You guys got anything to say before we get the battle started?
I want to see a bloodbath.
All right. Nothing better than that, because this first battle is going to be between two of the craziest comics in Cleveland. Make some noise. First up, for Jimmy Killius. And his opponent, she's just as psycho as him. Make some noise for Julia Mary. All right, Julia, you want to go first or second? Julia's going to go second. Jimmy's going to go first. This is where you guys come in. Let's do it. Battle!
Julia Mary kind of looks like if Gollum from The Lord of the Rings lived underneath the boardwalk at the Jersey Shore. That's it. I'm done.
Give it up for Jimmy Killius, everyone. Doctors hate him. The police would like some questions with him. Jimmy did, I have a lot of personal vengeance for Jimmy right now. I might actually beat his ass because I hosted a show last week. He didn't show up. He was booked on it, last minute bailed. And I was like really upset, but not as upset as the audience would have been if he actually had showed up. And our janitor that works there filled the time and it worked out great, so. But really, that show was really important to me.
Yeah, I was very hungover. And it was at 6:30, which is an insane time to start a comedy show.
Trying to be considerate for your guys' schedules.
Yep, you should. No, as you can tell, Julia just loves to ramble and just kind of talk on stage. She doesn't really have an act or a joke. The only thing lazier than her eye is her joke writing.
That was funny when someone else said it a while ago, but still true. Jimmy is a real feminist. You can't tell by looking at him, but he really supports locally women-owned businesses. And since Klarna has partnered up with OnlyFans, he can now pay women to tell them that they're proud of him and that he's good at comedy.
Yep. I subscribe to yours.
I know, and your card got declined.
Yep.
Next one.
Damn.
My feelings are hurt, bitch.
Julia recently filmed a special. His name was Gilbert, and he was just proud to be on a part of her OnlyFans.
That one was good. At least you didn't use Marty's real name. Hold on, I took a lot of time writing
I thought we
these
weren't
out.
allowed to use notes.
We're not allowed to use
It's
notes?
cheating.
All right, Jimmy looks polyamorous, but he's not. He's just unwanted in 3 different directions.
Julia's a lot like a cockroach, impossible to get rid of, and everybody in the Cleveland comedy scene has had her 2 to 3 times.
See, if that was true, I wouldn't be doing this. I'd at least be in Pittsburgh doing comedy, okay? He's not polyamorous. The closest he's gotten to it was when he made out with my married friend, Maria. Do you guys remember her? She had such an awful experience that she went home and fixed her relationship with her husband.
I'm saving marriages. I'm saving marriages. Is that the last joke? This is the last joke? What joke are we on? 4 or 5? This is a 4th through. All right.
Jimmy looks like he puts his eyelids inside out at parties.
Yep. That's my turn. No, Julia is a very brave person. I respect her a lot. Okay, she likes to wear like spaghetti straps or usually like a crop top, and that is brave for not conforming to like beauty standards, to wear like a belly shirt and also have a beer gut at the same time. That's brave. That's very brave of you.
Thank you. I'm pregnant. Surprise. Wait, I'm gonna stop talking because I'm done probably. Bitch. You look like you plug your nose when you jump in a pool of water. Okay.
right, that's 5. Make some noise for them. This is a lot to keep up with, so judges, what do you got here? Who wants to go first? Brandon? Yeah.
This was a pretty entertaining battle, mostly because I know both of these people personally and know all these personal stories. So the Inside Baseball was a great time. Jimmy had the special Gilbert thing. That was a lot of fun, but Jimmy also apparently repaired a broken marriage with how shitty of a person he is. Jimmy had some entertaining jokes, but Julia had better comebacks. I'm giving it to Julia.
All right, that's 1 for Julia. Marty, what do you got?
I thought Julia got more laughs, and that's the name of the game. Jimmy doesn't understand that. So I have to give it to Julia. I'm giving it to Julia, and it's not because I'm madly in love with her.
All right, that's 2 for Julia. Angelica, what do you got?
Okay, so I'm not from here, and it was really interesting to hear the deep comedic lore of Cleveland. Wow, holy fuck! And I'm friends with Jimmy, which is not something I think a lot of women can say, but I did say I was gonna give it to him no matter what. But I have a soft spot for the Jersey Shore. And, he drinks so much he won't remember that I'm going to give it to Julia, so.
All right, that's 3 for Julia. Flem, anything to add?
Damn, Jules already won. So, I'm going to still support my boy. I'm going to give my point to him, even though he already lost.
Right.
Unfortunately. But hey, don't Julia and Jimmy kind of look like brother and sister hobbits? Yeah, Julia obviously won, so,
I think they're called trailer park
That was great. I can't believe Jimmy saves somebody's marriage. That's just amazing. All right, you guys having fun? Yeah! All right, next up, we got another brutal grudge match. First up, he's a new dad from Akron, Ohio. Make some noise for Bob McClure. And his opponent, he runs showcases throughout the city of Cleveland. Make some noise for Justin Palko! Bob, you're a new dad. You want to go first or second?
I'll go first.
All right, Bob's going to go first. Justin's going to go second. You guys know what time it is. Battle! 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 Battle!
Justin claims to be 5'9", in the same way that I claim that I can still see my penis.
Bob, if you're here, who's on Reddit asking for links to fart porn? Bob here identifies as a s'more. Because when he got molested as a Boy Scout, they shoved a stick up his marshmallow ass and sandwiched it between 2 graham crackers.
That was pretty funny. You get a sticker that says, "Great job." Justin is a neo-Nazi looking, tiny-dicked ex-cokehead. Boy, this guy really takes the D out of white powder.
It's like this guy didn't even read my bio. I love smoking crack, not cocaine. They're so different. So silly. Bob, you look like the Kool-Aid man if he was made of piss. But Bob here had a pretty rough childhood. Like, he was so poor to survive, he had to breastfeed himself.
That was also pretty funny. You get a sticker that says, "Wow."
I don't even want to win anymore.
Oh, man. Justin was actually at January 6th. He stormed the Capitol. But instead of smearing shit all over the walls, he just posted copies of his best jokes.
Hey, can we turn the air up in here? Bob's melting.
Is it wild that this is the closest you've ever been to a loving father?
That's so ironic you bring that up because Bob's dad got fired from his job and they were real poor, and he got bullied so bad into a suicide attempt that he's still trying 20 years later, and you're still eating yourself to death.
Yeah.
Give it up, buddy.
Speaking of bullying, don't you need to be bullying a trans kid at a skate park somewhere? When Justin was in high school, he lettered in track marks. Great student, too. He got fentanyl A's. Dude, honestly, way to redefine what it means to be a school shooter.
Bob here is fat and bisexual. So when a peanut butter sandwich gets stuck to the roof of his mouth, he uses some guy's cock to get it off. And then he gobbles it up.
Yeah, by the way, what brand of peanut butter do you buy? That was really fucking good, man. That was super delicious. And for that delicious peanut butter, you get a sticker that says, "Way to go."
Do you keep touching my tits on purpose?
Yes, 100% I'm doing that. When Justin's dad died, he wanted to be cremated, but instead donated his body to science because he was afraid Justin would snort his ashes.
That's funny. This is more sad. Bob's ex-girlfriend cheated on him. And then him, his ex-girlfriend, and that guy had a three-way. That's so sad. Can you imagine how horrible it would be to see Bob naked?
Hey, that's fine, too. Make some noise for these guys. This was a good battle. All right, we're going to start with Flem because your vote didn't count last time. What do you got, man? That's your name.
Oh, hey, what's going on?
Hey, guys,
hey.
you're on the show.
Yeah, what's up? What's up? All right, well, this was kind of a tough one. We were just discussing that amongst ourselves. I don't know. Is the breastfeeding for Palko is pretty funny. The peanut butter and on the roof of the mouth and the dick is pretty solid. That's pretty solid. But God damn it, it was something about those stickers that Bob kept bringing out that really got me. So I might have to go with Bob on this one.
All right,
yeah.
That's one for Bob. Angelica.
I do like Bob. He's like a Tim Dillon type, you know. Fucking if Tim Dillon really hit rock bottom, but you know, I thought Justin came out the gate pretty strong, and I don't know about the stickers. I'm not a big fan of prop comedy, so I'm gonna have to go with Justin on this to keep it interesting.
All right, that's one for Bob, one for Justin. Marty, you got the mic. What do you got?
I'm going with Bob because Justin told a bad suicide joke. If you want to see a good suicide joke, follow me at veryfunnycomedy.com and you'll see me perform somewhere and do a suicide joke. And also, I need someone, I got $10 here to someone give me a Coke no ice. Come on, anyone?
Well, somebody will get it for you.
Okay.
Hey,
Marty,
Marty, for that, you get a you rock.
All right. Oh, watch out, the stage isn't that big.
Damn it. I was gonna vote for Bob. There went that. In all seriousness, though, I love this battle. It was a lot of fun. There was a lot of unexpected stuff. The prop comedy was interesting. The white powder stuff was cool. It felt like Justin was just describing all of the porn he watched before he came here with every joke. I mean, Bob gets a stick shoved up his ass and becomes a s'more. Then there was some guy with peanut butter in his mouth sucking dick. Like a threesome after a death in the family. You know what, Bob? If you give me a sticker that says "Sorry, I spilled your Miller Lite," I'll still vote for you.
Would you settle for woo-hoo?
Oh,
It's the sound I make when I spill a Miller Lite. Cool, I'm down. Bob gets my vote.
That's 3 for Bob. Bob wins. But Justin was very funny. Make some noise for them. That was a good ass battle. Are you guys doing okay? with the spilled drinks, whatever. Hey, Flem, if I say, Flem, what do you think? That's your turn to talk, okay? Got it for the next one. Okay, you guys ready for your next battle? We got a big battle here. We got a first-time roaster. He's a great comic. Make some noise for Big Rich Greene. And his opponent. He's a favorite here. Make some noise for Steven Perez. Rich, since it's your first time, yeah, we don't have enough mics. You get it next. Rich, this is your first time. You want to go first or second?
I'll go second.
Okay, Rich is going to go second. Steven's going to go first. You guys know what time it is.
Hell yeah, just so you guys know, when we start off, Rich is over 50 years old. Probably one of the oldest competitors in the roast battle format. So let's just let him enjoy this moment. You know, he doesn't have many left. I mean, seriously, Rich is so old. I mean, the only starring role he ever had was Little Richard's Wet Dreams.
Oh, that died a slow death. Steven, what can I say about you that the local police blotter near the elementary school around the corner from you that not said already? Steven, I knew this was going to be a hard battle. You know, I'm a black guy. I'm going against Steve, and Steve is a risk and compliance officer for a lending company. You have dashed more black dreams than anybody I know. The only people you've disappointed more than black applicants from your boardroom is your wife in the bedroom.
She likes the bling I get her. That means more. Rich, man, you got the best head in comedy. I mean, look at that thing, right? Seriously, not that kind of head.
Pause.
Seriously, man.
Pause.
I'm just saying, seriously, man, if you put a wig on that thing, you got a forever gig as a stunt person for Queen Latifah, for sure.
Oh, man, hey. Look, and that's funny coming from live action Barney Rubble. This is, Steven, he lost his grandparents to cancer and diabetes, and he says that cancer and diabetes runs in his family. I mean, look at him. Nothing runs in his family. And you know what? I'm glad that you're standing up to me and you're putting your foot down, because diabetes is going to take it away pretty soon.
Just got diagnosed in April, so thanks for that. So, I'm working on it. Jesus Christ. There's a 2000s 2000s country music duo, Big and Rich. They actually named their group after Big Rich here, because little known fact, he actually wrote the words to their most famous song, Save a Horse, Ride a Cowboy. All right.
You need to stop looking at this bulge in my pants. I don't know what's wrong with you.
There's more. There's more, Rich. Don't worry. It'll be quiet. You can hear
man, y'all. Give it up to Fat Jimmy Neutron, y'all. Give it up to him.
All right.
We always wonder what happened to him once he grew up. You know,
Thank you, Jelly Bean Giant. All right.
Steven is not political. He said he's not political. He only voted one time in his life, and it was the 2000 election. This was the Bush-Gore election. And the only reason why he did it then is because it sounded like his favorite porn category. Bushy gapes.
I don't save the search histories. Big Rich Greene. That's one hell of a moniker that he gave himself there, especially because he only meets one of those out of those three things. I guess, I mean, I don't blame him, you know, like old dirty bastard was already taken, I guess.
I almost mustered a laugh off that one.
Way better in my head.
Oh my goodness, It's not often you get to see somebody die in real life. We're enjoying this. We're enjoying. You know what? See, he grew up a devout religious person. He's not religious anymore. He actually went to seminary school, but he only stayed for 12 months once he realized that he was too old for the priests to molest him. But he did do a lot of kneeling, but he wasn't praying when he was doing it.
Taught me a lot of rejection. Well, this is a bloodbath, so I'm just going to tell this one to end it. I don't know. Rich actually, he started comedy when he was 17 years old. And he told me that he worked with some living legends, but he didn't give me any names. So I did my own research, and I actually found a video from 1993 of Rich, who's doing 20 minutes with a living legend, Ron Jeremy.
I was magnificent. Hey, I didn't have a priest near me, so I couldn't do it. You know what? I got to give it up to this man, Steven. He is 42 years old, and he just got married last September. Give it up to him, y'all.
I wasn't excited about it either, man.
Well, no, the craziest thing is he can't grow facial hair. But now, since he's been married, he has a beautiful beard at home.
All right, make some noise for these guys. Jesus Christ. Judges, what do you got here? Marty, you're first.
I got to give it to Big Rich Greene. And it's not because the last time I was on a show with Steven, I was headlining and he did better than me. Actually, he's very funny. So that's it. I give it to Rich Greene.
All right, Brandon, what do you got? That's one for Rich.
I gotta say, this was a pretty interesting battle. There's a real will they, won't they between these two going on. A lot of dick sucking stuff.
Started out with Steven saying, Rich has the best head.
Best head in the Cleveland comedy scene. And I mean, that's been up for debate, but none of us thought it was gonna be Big Rich. Then there was the Ron Jeremy. Steve's on his knees for the priest. Somebody better get their dick sucked tonight. I'm gonna give this one to Rich.
All right, that's two for Rich. Flem?
Yeah, this was a cool battle of the suck-offs right here. This was nice. It was cool to see my black uncle and my white uncle fight each other on stage. Yeah. But it was pretty good. The good head stuff did get me. That was pretty solid. What else? Old dirty bastard joke. The not political stuff got me. But I'll probably give it to Big Rich on this one. You did pretty solid. So.
All right, that's three for Big Rich. Angelica, anything to add?
Yeah, I mean, like, when Big came on stage, I thought, I hope this guy's funny because I don't want to run afoul of a man named Big. And Steve kind of took a really long time to get nowhere. And, you know, Big looks like he's on his way to a Diddy freak-off, so come on, right? He looks good. I'm going to give it to Big.
All right, well, Big Rich is your winner. Make some noise for these guys. Nothing but love for the two of them. Great job on your first battle, Rich. Congratulations. All right, we only got 3 more battles left, including the big championship match. You guys holding up?
Yeah. We're doing great.
All right. Without any further ado, let's get 2 fat guys up on this stage. First up, he's a local favorite. Make some noise for John Brown. And his opponent. He looks like John if he didn't have his shit together. Make some noise for Jeremy Shear. Jeremy is one of the producers of the show. I'm going to defer to you. You want to go first or second?
I'll go second.
All right, Jeremy's going to go second. John Brown's going to go first. You guys know what time it is.
What's up, everybody? Give it up for the pigeon lady from Home Alone's son. Jeremy identifies as a biromantic gray asexual, which Google says means you're sexually attracted to sounding interesting. I don't
have to take that from a guy whose goatee is giving crotch of somebody learning to tuck their dick between their legs. John recently left his job at the butter factory. He's free range now.
Alright, Nos for fat too. Shut the fuck up. Jeremy once worked at a Big Boy where he says they sexually harassed him. But Jeremy, they had to train you how to cook bacon on a flat top. It's not their fault you came.
I don't have to take that from somebody that gets pegged but insists on using ranch as lubricant. John cleans up after jerking off by eating his own cum. Because he always thinks this is going to be the load that tastes like sour cream. What I'm trying to say is don't eat tacos at John Brown's house.
Jeremy hated Jared from Subway before anybody else did because one of his events caused Jeremy to not be able to get food. And let me tell you, if you deny this man food, he's going to upload his hard drive onto your laptop.
Got him! I don't have to take that from somebody that's called every woman he's ever slept mommy. John is working on losing weight. Instead of going to the sauna, he stops taking his anxiety meds and tries to be emotionally vulnerable in front of a woman.
That's just mean. Jeremy does sketch comedy. He could have been a famous actor if The Big Lebowski was directed by Tim Burton. But no one would want to call him the dude because he really looks like he doesn't like being misgendered.
What do you assume my gender is?
I don't assume anything.
That's good. I don't have to listen to somebody that sounds like every trans man's first year of HRT. John was dipping his pen in the company ink at Walmart. His girlfriend cheated on him because he wouldn't stop licking his fingers after he tried to pleasure her with his Dorito dust hands.
It tastes better when you lick them off, you know? I don't know. Jeremy, really though, Jeremy has been doing comedy in Cleveland for 20 years. Everybody give it up for Jeremy one time. This joke is an ode to Jeremy. My dick is like Jeremy's comedy. Curves to the left and will never be seen at Hilarities.
I believe you. I think you could pull your dick out at Hilarities. John gave up his season tickets to the Browns. Not because they're bad, it's because he can only put his money towards one team that sucks, and he's trying to get his podcast with Jimmy Killius and Brandon Petri back together.
That was a better joke than all of you realize, because you don't know who those people are.
Make some noise for them. That's 5 jokes. That's why I need my own mic, Elton. Judges, who's got a strong take on this battle? Marty.
I do. I like the Pigeon Lady, the Free Range, the Big Boy, the Ranch, and the podcast. And but there's one thing that tips the scale for me, and that's that John Brown never consulted me about Jeremy, and I'm his roommate. And the one thing you don't know about Jeremy that you should have put in is that he recently was promised a cat, and he didn't get it, so no one will give him any pussy. So I give it to Jeremy.
All right, that's one for Jeremy. Brandon.
Marty, you and Jeremy are really roommates? Wow, that tracks. All right. I thought this was a very fun battle. I had no idea what to expect. The Pigeon Lady thing was awesome. The Free Range Butter Factory thing was hilarious. I like Tim Burton's The Dude. The Trans Man HRT thing got a little too real. Somebody like in the audience was like, son of a bitch, he really does. Jeremy made fun of male emotional vulnerability, so fuck you, Jeremy. I'm giving this one to John.
All right, that's one for Jeremy, one for John. Angelica, what do you think?
I never thought anyone could turn me off of butter, tacos, ranch, or bacon. But this roast really succeeded. Very cum-heavy roast. Not gonna lie, when I first saw Jeremy, I immediately thought this guy's gonna be about as funny as a social justice worker. And then, his set confirmed it. Yeah, I liked Nosferatu. What was that? I also like Big Lebowski, Tim Burton. That really solidified it for me. And he's also driving me to the next show. So it's going to John. John.
All right, that's 2 for John, 1 for Jeremy. Flem, what do you got?
Well, this was an interesting battle. It's like, I don't know, it's like this felt like a roast between like a drug dealer and like his accountant or something like that, you know? It was weird. But, well, the one wearing the jacket is probably the accountant, and the one wearing the hoodie is the drug dealer. Yeah, dude. Yeah, you're Fred Durst, the drug dealer, dude. Yeah. But, no, I'm probably going to give this one to John, because the hard drive stuff got me, and him calling him a Tim Burton character was pretty funny. So, yeah, I'm going to say John.
All right, that's 3 for John, 1 for Jeremy. John Brown is your winner. Make some noise for these guys. All right, we got 2 battles left. Judges, you still good?
Yeah.
All right, crowd, you still good?
Yeah.
All right, next up, we got a hell of a grudge match. It's 2 of the producers of this show, so it's going to be a hell of a battle. First up, from Cleveland, Ohio, make some noise for Chris Paugh! And his opponent, she's Cleveland Scene's Female Comic of the Year. Make some noise for Tabitha Jones! All right, you guys are both producers on the show, so I can't use that as a tiebreaker. So I'm just going to go with Tabitha, because she's a woman. You want to go first or second? All right, Tabitha's going to go first. Chris is going to go second. We're all going to chant battle. Let's go. Battle, 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 battle. Roast 'em.
All right, Chris had lost some weight since our last battle, which really threw a wrench in my joke writing. Instead of getting to write about what a fat, disgusting piece of shit he is, now I have to write about what a poor, dumb, ugly, stupid piece of shit he is.
Oh my God, shut up. You look like you can't come unless your partner wears your dad's cologne.
You have to know your dad to know what kind of cologne he wears. Chris looks how crippling depression, huffing duster, and a rough hand job feel, which is quite the coincidence since all 3 played a key part in him figuring out he was bisexual.
Thank you, one of the Charles Manson girls, if they ate Sharon Tate. Tabitha went to high school in Parma. She went to Parma High, where she was voted most likely to get pissed on by Marilyn Manson.
That's a funny joke. I'll excuse the fact that we've been best friends for 10 years and you still don't know where I went to high school. Chris Paugh,
She just looked like Parma.
and gentlemen. Shut up, I'm already talking again. Chris Paugh, ladies and gentlemen, the man, the myth, the legend. The legend is he has so much saliva, he has so much cum in his saliva that you have to take a plan B if he spits on you. We're still good.
Fun fact about Tabitha, she was actually born, she was supposed to be twins. but she absorbed the other one. Not in the womb, it was 2 months ago at a Golden Corral.
That bitch is lucky I let her hang around that long. Chris shares a birthday with Paris Hilton. When he found that out, he decided he was going to film a sex tape of his own. Sales were not great. As it turns out, One Night in Paugh is less of a sexy romp in a honeymoon suite and more of a desperate wrestle out behind a Denny's.
Give it up for the only character in a procedural crime drama that no one's tried to fuck for 18 seasons. I like to call Tabitha the Batman of Cleveland comedy because they both get played by a bunch of emo dudes. And they both have a strict no-killing policy.
Chris Paugh is a man who loves a pun about his own name. I mean, he titled his comedy album Apocalypse Now.
iTunes.
I can only blur that out in the recording. I can only hope in his old age he spares the children of this burden and chooses to go with a Christed suicide.
I can't wait.
I'll help.
Thank you, Fairuza Bulk.
Good, right?
Tabitha has 13 tattoos. Well, she has 13 tattoos, and then there were 12 times a farmer accidentally branded her.
Hey, host, that was 5.
He never did a second joke, so I was going to let you guys go one extra, but the battle's over. Make some noise for them. That was very funny, very good. You've been best friends for 10 years? You don't know where she went to high school?
All right.
All right, Angelica, we're going to start with you. What do you think about this battle?
God damn, I want both of these people to like me, so this is really tough. I'm sure, much like Paris Hilton, Chris can be seen refilling his herpes prescription at your local Walgreens. But I am a pothead. I am a big fan of this guy. He's very funny. I like the dad's cologne, the Sharon Tate joke, the Golden Corral. I thought Tabitha had great craftsmanship, and the stumble through on the Plan B joke, she still landed it, which is fucking hard to do. When you stutter a joke and you still kill it, that's hard. So big up to Tabitha, and I do like the Fairuza Bulk drop, even though she doesn't look like Fairuza Bulk at all. That's why I laugh so hard. But I think if anybody says Fairuza Bulk, I think that's just funny. But I got to give it to Chris on this one, just with originality. So Chris all the way.
All right, that's one for Chris Paugh. Flem, what do you got?
Yeah, this is a fun battle. I'm aware of their history and everything. So they're very close, and they are very mean to each other, even off stage. So like, it's impressive to see that they still have the creativity to be mean on stage as well. You know what I'm saying? But I'm probably gonna have to give it to Chris as well, because the being pissed on by Marilyn Manson's pretty funny, and being branded by a farmer because she's a cow and all that. Yeah, just fat jokes get me. I'm sorry. Tabitha's hilarious, but Chris got it this time. So yeah.
It's amazing. They've both lost a ton of weight, but you can still do fat jokes about them. So, Brandon, what do you got?
I really enjoyed this battle. It was fun to see the goth table from South Park get together and start ripping on each other. Both of these were really fun. I liked all of the jokes. The Plan B joke was hilarious. I was a big fan of that. Chris talking about the crime drama really reminded me he's 40. Holy shit. God damn, dude. But Dad's Cologne got me. I'm giving this one to Chris.
All right, so Chris is your winner. Marty, anything you'd like to add?
I'd like to add that I'm going with Tabitha because I really like the Plan B joke and the weight
That's all
joke.
that matters.
And Tabitha, because I voted for you, will you go get me a Coke, no ice?
I got you, Marty. Thank you. Thank you for not making this a sweep.
All right, we'll make some noise for them. Come on, they deserve more than that. That was a good fucking battle. That was funny as hell. And you can tell there's nothing but love behind those jokes. So, all right, judges, this is the championship match. Last time I'm checking in. You guys feel good? Anything to add, Brandon?
I think we feel great over here. How do you feel, Flem?
I feel fantastic. I want to see more people be mean to each other. How about you guys? All right. Oh, yeah.
Look, because for this championship match, the format switches up. The first round is 3 jokes back and forth. The second round is a 1-minute speed round for each competitor. And the third round is 3 more jokes back and forth. No sudden death. The winner leaves with the belt. Are you guys ready for this championship matchup? We're going to give this the intro it deserves. First up, your challenger. He holds the title as fattest comic in Ohio. He has an exemplary roast battle record. Make some noise for Dave Herron! Take that in. He's everybody's favorite comedy monster. Now, introducing the champion in his first ever title defense from Cleveland, Ohio, by way of New York City. Make some noise for Paugh! The winner will put it on as long as it's Pope. If it's Dave, we're just gonna kind of throw it at him.
I brought bungee cords.
All right. I'll find a way to put it around your waist. Okay, for this battle, as I explained, there's 3 rounds, 3 jokes back and forth. Speed round, 3 jokes back and forth. Pope, you have the champion's advantage. Would you like to go first or second? Pope's gonna go first. Dave's gonna go second. We need to make some noise for this championship match. We're gonna get a bloodbath.
So we talk about Dave dying a lot for obvious reasons. You know, sooner than later, you know. But I asked him like, "Hey, do you want to be cremated?" He said, "Nah, I would prefer to be jelly-filled."
We'll all know when you die because purple smoke will rise from the Vatican. Pope is Caribbean American. Women call him Captain Black Sparrow because his dick's a black pearl.
Alright, some of y'all laughing too hard. Y'all must have saw it. You talking bodies? You the only person whose body can be described as nooks and crannies. You got divots and crevices all over here.
You're built like an Obama sister. Pope looks like he keeps Pokemon cards in Crown Royal bags.
Try to trade after the show? You the only person I know that got season tickets to hot dog eating contests.
It's entertaining to watch. It's even better to participate.
We know. Yeah. I just want to touch it.
That's gonna cost you.
And did it just then. He didn't even notice that's how fat he is.
It's crazy that it doesn't make sense that Pope would choose the stage name Pope until you learn that he also fingers children in his mobile.
Yo, I don't even have a car. You know how inaccurate that is?
All right, that's 3 jokes each. End of round 1. Judges, who do you have winning round 1? Let's start with Brandon Petri.
This was a lot of fun. The one thing I was not expecting was Pope being accused of fingering people or fingering children in a car. And his defense was like, what are you talking about? I don't have a car. Holy shit. The hot dogs thing was fun from Pope. The Obama sister thing was awesome from Dave. I really like the Black Pearl. I think I'm giving this one to Dave.
All right, that's 1 for Dave. Marty, what do you got?
I like Pope's jelly-filled and the nooks and crannies, but I have more that I like from Dave. I like the Black Sparrow, the Pokemon, and the mobile fingering.
You got it, Marty.
So I'm going with Dave.
Okay, that's 2 for Dave. Flem?
This was something. This was something, man. I was honestly, it really threw me for a loop when Dave casually said that Pope looks like an Obama sister. It's wild. Built like an Obama sister is crazy. It's crazy. But the nooks and crannies was pretty funny too, because like you can physically see Dave and everything. But it's like I might have to give this first round to Dave, because yeah, that Obama sisters one was nuts. And the Pokemon Crown Royal bag, my lord. He knows black people too well.
Dave won round 1. Angelica, would you like to add anything?
I mean, everything's already been said. The fucking jelly-filled opener, that was amazing. And then the Obama sister, that was a fucking sucker punch. That was crazy. I didn't see that shit coming. Pokemon cards in a Crown Royal bag, that was fucked. And but the nooks and crannies is good. I gotta give it to Pope on this one, right? Let's keep it interesting. Come on.
That's 1 for Pope. Jeremy, are you gonna be timing them?
Yeah, I got you.
Okay, so the way this is going to work, they get 1 minute to get as many jokes out as possible. We're going to flip the order around. So this time Pope's going to go second and Dave's going to go first. You guys ready? Yeah!
First of all, Pope looks like his birth certificate was signed by Jim Henson. If he was a Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle, his name would be Basquiat. Pope says he's easily the flyest comedian. He's right. He looks exactly like a fly, but also the child soldier it's pestering. Last Christmas, Pope wore his thinnest pajamas to sit on Santa's lap. I know because I was that Santa. This Halloween, Pope's gonna take his shirt off and trick or treat as a talking backwoods cigar. In high school, Pope would have had the flyest sneaker collection if his grandma didn't insist on using his boxes for pigeon bones for her rituals.
Dave's afraid of me because he thinks I'm broccoli. Dave's the only person I know that has flavored ice cube for his beverages. I went over his house. He was like, hey, you want some ice? What flavor? Barbecue or honey mustard? Hey, Dave, if you're here, then who's the Mucinex mascot? Dave told me he's a manager of a call center. They made him the manager because his Indian accent wasn't good enough. This man said he has a clean bill of health. Look at this fat nigga. He said he has a clean bill of health. He misconstrued it. The doctor said he got high blood pressure and high cholesterol. He came back and told us, yeah, everything's on the up and up.
Make some noise for these guys. It was fucking fucking awesome. Angelica, we're going to check in with you first. What do you got for this battle?
Jesus Christ. The broccoli joke was great, but pigeon bones for the rituals? That fucking got me. I gotta go with Dave on this one.
All right, that's one for Dave. Flem Love.
And all right, this was hard. This was actually a really good, like, fast round too. Yeah, the broccoli was pretty solid. Mucinex, that hit good. That hit real good. Yeah. But my lord, I mean, Dave, the child soldier, he called him a human-sized backwood. All right, it was like, oh my God. Basket, oh sweet lord. Yeah, all right. To keep it interesting, I'm gonna go with Dave on this one. Yeah, I'm gonna go with Dave on this.
All right,
Dave kind of killed it.
That's two for Dave. Brandon, what do you got?
This might have been like the toughest decision of the night. This was a very head-to-head minute round. It was a lot of fun. Everyone's talked about the broccoli, the Mucinex, and the up and up thing from Pope. That was hilarious. The pigeon bones has been said. The backwoods thing's been said. No one's talked about the Jim Henson birth certificate joke. Fucking Christ, that was awesome. Honestly, I gotta give this one to Dave. That was tough, but I gave it to Dave.
Upsets. Marty, let's hear what you have to say.
I found 4 really good ones from Dave. The Jim Henson, the fly and the soldier thing, the trick or treat, and the grandma pigeon bones. And the ones I liked from Pope were the broccoli, the ice, the Mucinex, the Indian, and the Bill of Health. So I'm going to go with Pope.
All right, that's one for Pope. Unfortunately, that is 3 for Dave. So we have an upset and a new champion. That was an amazing battle. Make some noise for these guys.
I'm going to be selling merch after close to the exit.
You'll have time. You'll have time to pitch it. Very funny. Make some noise for Pope. He won a tournament against some of the top battlers in town. And now he lost his title the first time he gave it up. So make some noise for your new champion, Dave Herron.
All the fat people wear it like this for the guy that said, oh, it's not going to fit you. Eat my dick.
All right, congratulations to Dave. Congratulations to Pope on a tight defense. Judges, anything to add about that last battle?
It was a good battle.
Now,
It
sell
was
your
a good
merch.
battle.
Pitch your merch now.
Okay, I got to resell my merch by the exit. Thank you.
All right, everybody, thank you for coming out tonight. We will be back here for the Rubber City Comedy Festival, June 28th. Make some noise for everybody you saw. Take care of the wait staff. And congratulations, new champion, Dave Herron.